Welcome back to TechBuster, where we turn Python puzzles into coding fun. Today we're delving into the heart of decision-making in Python, the if-else statements. It's like teaching your code to make choices, just like you do every day. Should I have coffee or tea? Python faces similar choices with if-else. Let's unwrap this essential concept and give your scripts the power to choose. In the world of programming, control flow is the order in which individual statements, instructions, or function calls are executed or evaluated. Imagine a choose-your-own-adventure book. At each step, you make a choice that determines the next page. That's control flow in a nutshell. Why is control flow important, you ask? Well, without it, our programs would be a bland series of instructions with no logic or decision-making capability. Control flow introduces logic. It lets our program make decisions based on conditions and execute different code accordingly. It's the difference between a rigid, unchanging script and an interactive, responsive program. An if-else statement in Python hinges on a condition, a test that evaluates to either true or false. If the condition is true, Python executes the block of code under the if. If it's false, the script skips that block and can execute an optional else block instead. It's a straightforward this or that choice. Let's see this in action with a simple example. Suppose we want to check if a number is positive. Our condition will test if the number is greater than 0. If it is, we'll print a message saying it's positive. Otherwise, our else block will kick in and we'll say it's not positive. A Boolean expression is a Python expression that evaluates to either true or false. Think of it as a yes or no question that your code asks. The answer then determines which path your if-else statement will follow. Simple yet powerful, these expressions are the core of decision-making in your scripts. In Python, a Boolean expression is any expression that evaluates to either true or false. Simple comparisons like 5-3 or name == Alice are Boolean expressions. When placed within an if-else statement, they become the deciding factor for which path the code takes. Comparison operators in Python are used to compare values. They are the bedrock of decision-making in if-else statements. We have operators like == for equality, not equal for inequality, and the likes of =, and =, for greater than, less than, and their respective or equal to versions. Let's dive right in with an example. Suppose we're building a temperature monitoring system. We want to take different actions based on whether the temperature is above, below, or at a certain threshold. This is where our trusty comparison operators come into play. Equality, =, and inequality, not equal operators are particularly handy in various scenarios. For instance, checking if a user's input matches a certain value, or ensuring two values are not the same before proceeding with an operation. Greater than, more, and less than operators aren't just for numbers. They can be used in a range of scenarios, like sorting or setting ranges. Combined with =, and equal sign, they offer flexibility in setting boundaries and thresholds. Logical operators and or and not are the glue that holds multiple conditions together in if-else statements. They allow us to construct more complex, nuanced decision criteria. It's like combining different spices to perfect your recipe. First up, and. This operator ensures that all combined conditions must be true for the entire expression to be true. It's perfect for scenarios where multiple criteria need to be met. Let's say we're building a system that triggers an alarm only if both the door is open and motion is detected. Next, we have or. This operator asks if at least one of the conditions is true. It's like having multiple keys to a single lock. Any key will do the job. For example, a discount applies if the customer is either a member or has a coupon. Finally, not. It flips the truth value. True becomes false, and vice versa. It's the no U-turn sign in our condition road. Let's use not to check if a user is not an admin before showing a message. Imagine we're writing a program that checks if a user is of a certain age to access content. Our condition, or Boolean expression, will compare the user's age to the required minimum. But life isn't always that obvious, and neither are our conditions. Sometimes we need to check multiple things at once. This is where logical operators like and or and not come in. They let us combine simpler conditions into more complex ones. Nested if-else statements often rely on Boolean expressions too. They help in making more nuanced decisions. It's like making a series of choices, where each decision leads to a new set of options. And that's your roadmap to mastering if-else statements in Python. Like a skilled chess player, your scripts can now make smart decisions and respond to different situations. Remember to keep your conditions clear, avoid overly complex nesting, and your Python scripts will be decision-making geniuses in no time.